We are talking 5 players who must have a make or break season per all Lions fan nations. We're going to go over that list. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this bad boy. I seen 2. I wanted to wait for the rest of them before I give my thoughts. So I'm going to be seeing it 3 of these guys at the same time you are. But before we get into today's video, if you are not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. We just want to continue to grow the channel here in this off-season lull period. So when the NFL season really hits here very soon with training camp and then the regular season, we're good to go on this channel. Hit that notification bell and all of that lovely stuff. All right, all Lions Fan Nation just dropped an article there. I like the website. So go ahead and check it out. They put out daily content, and it's stuff I do like to read. In this lull period, not much going on, so we just go ahead and react to what other people are doing on this one. Not a lot of news going on for our beloved Detroit Lions, but this article is self-explained. 5 Detroit Lions to make or break season. As you know, this season's a big season for many reasons, and one of the reasons is for the Lions' current roster. Some of these guys on here, the future for this football team. So let's go ahead and go into this list. And it starts off here with Romeo Okwara, and I 100% agree with this one for sure. Romeo Okwara must have a good season this year, or it's going to be his last season in Detroit. Signed that deal, been injured, inconsistent. The Lions get Aidan Hutchinson. We've been drafting well. And when you have a veteran who is not performing to expectations, you're going to have to go at some point. And this year, he's definitely going to be here 100% because he took the pay cut. But with the ability of Brad Holmes to draft players, and we got more drafts coming up, it is highly likely that if he doesn't have a good season, we're going to draft another edge rusher, and it's the end to Romeo Okwara. It is simple as that. This is a team that does performance, and if you don't perform, you're gone. Ask Michael Brockers. It was the same situation with him. He wasn't performing to the expectations that we wanted him to, released. And if Romeo Okwara doesn't perform well, he'll be released after this year. Romeo, though, look, he could have a good year. He could. He's fully healthy. He's ready to go. He did play really well before he got injured, and he does have other players on the defensive line that other teams got to pay attention for, like Aidan Hutchinson. So it's not out of the realm of possibility him to come out and have a 10-plus sack season. It's not. But I 100% agree with all Lions Fan Nation on this one. Absolutely, fully 100% agree. And we'll see how he does this year. I do expect him to perform well. I probably do expect it to be his last year anyways, just because we draft so good. You could just get another young edge rusher in the draft. James Houston is really starting to come on. You got Aidan Hutchinson, and they like to get their young players in the draft. That's just what we do. We draft to replace some of these veterans. But I agree with this one fully. Next player there is Charles Harris. Same situation here with Charles Harris. Took a pay cut, veteran, injury. It's literally identical to what we just talked about. I think this is probably the last year to Charles Harris. I know they like him quite a bit in the building. Dan Campbell likes him, and he does have a great practice, how he performs, and his leadership skills. He's got all the qualities, but at the same time, you got to produce. Just because you're a good at leadership and you got great quality doesn't mean you're going to stay here at the Detroit Lions. I hate Michael Brockers. They loved him. Dan Campbell said he wielded the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir. So Charles Harris, this very well could be the end of him and Romeo Okwara this year. So again, I fully agree with this one. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comment section. Turn this into, something that we talk about and, we have discussion. That's what it's all about. I'm not the end-all, be-all at all. I'm just one person giving you my perspective. Continue on here. Jared Goff. This is the one that I knew about was on here. That's why the title says Jared Goff. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. with Jared Goff. I don't think anyone expects him to have a garbage year. I think we expect him to kind of do what he did last year. That's the expectations. I really don't see him falling off a cliff. Now, he may have more interceptions, but at the same time, that's normal for quarterbacks. What he did the last 10 games is abnormal. So I fully expect him to produce nearly the same level. To me, that's fine. I think the only way for Jared Goff legitimately to not make this roster next year or to be traded or whatever is if he got injured, significant injury, or if he just fell off a complete cliff. Like he reverted back to Jared Goff's last season with the LA Rams, and I just don't see that because the offense is so talented with the players, as well as Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator, and also it would have to be Hendon Hooker is extremely impressive in practice. I think those things would have to come together. I still think he's here probably another year after this year. The thing for me would be more not make or break would be, do they extend him? That would be the extension here, not just like he's going to be gone after this year. Because I think he's probably here another year after this year, but will he get an extension? That could be a make or break. The extension, 100%. If he comes out here and he's worse than he was last year, but still good, maybe they don't extend him. If he comes out and he plays and performs better than what he did last year, he gets an extension. I think that's more of the situation here. And, you know, if he was to fall off a cliff, it would have to be something of unknown for that to occur, because it just seems everything is set up for him for success. And, you know, when you have players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, when you have Khalif Raymond, Jameson Williams in the run game with Montgomery and Gibbs and Ben Johnson, it just seems like you're set up for success. He doesn't have to do a whole lot. So he should be good to go. But I guess you can put him on this list. I would say next year is more of a make or break year than this year. Derek Barnes, 100%. This is a make or break year for Derek Barnes. Absolutely. When you get Jack Campbell, you already have Alex Anzalone, and Malcolm Rodriguez is performing over him last year. The end spells for Derek Barnes. Look, players generally last 3 years in the NFL, and right now this is his year 3. You don't draft Jack Campbell for Derek Barnes to be the future of this football team. You don't. And he's so far done good in OTAs and minicamp, but he has got to perform well on the field in 2023. If he's getting his time reduced, he's not performing, he's still missing assignments, he's gone after this year. I fully expect that. Or he'll be a practice squatter for 2024, because this scheme doesn't require you to have 3 linebackers on the field at all times. It just doesn't. And right now, Malcolm Rodriguez, to me, is ahead of Derek Barnes. So he better perform well, or he's done. He's done. He could end up going to the practice squad in 2024, going to another team, and career could be pretty much over after that. So Derek Barnes understands this. That's why he's doing so well in OTAs and minicamp. He's doing everything he can to make this football team and save his career, as it should be. This is a massive year for Derek Barnes. Absolutely massive. 110% agree with Fan Nation, All Lions, SI.com. 100%. Will Harris. I'm going to disagree on this one, and it's not why you think I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree on this one because I don't think he makes this roster this year. Maybe the practice squad, maybe gets picked up by another team if he doesn't make the 53. But there is so many names right now in the DB field, and the undrafted rookie's performing better. He's cheaper. I think he doesn't even make the roster this year. So this is a break or break year if that occurs. For him to make this team, I think he's going to have to do extremely well in training camp and elevate his game way better than the OTAs in minicamp. Look, he is universal. You can play him at safety, at corner, but he's universally not that good. And we upgraded the safety and corner position like crazy this offseason. He is a backup of the backup right now. And I don't think he makes this team. I don't. I think this is a situation where he is a goner because the roster is upgraded so much. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with this one because I don't think he makes this football team. Let me know in the comments section who are other make or break players for you on this team this year. Halapluti Vati Vaitai, make or break for me. He should have been probably over the Will Harris one. He has to do something this year. He has to prove at the guard position. He has to be on the field. Because if he's not, he's gone too. The Lions drafted Sorsdale for a reason. So, to me, he should definitely be on this list. You know, we all want him, and I want him to perform well because he can play well at the guard position. But the best ability, what is, folks? Availability. And he just has not been available for the Detroit Lions last year. And we need him to be available. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. It does help out. I always say that. And if you've not hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button. It's free to do so, and it does help the channel out. With that said, folks, adios.